Hi Taurus, and welcome to your May monthly predictions reading. We're going to get straight into it in this different layout, so I'll just explain. It is raining. I don't think I need to. I'm also recovering from some sort of sickness. I don't know what it is. It's just not seeming to be COVID, so we've got a few different things that we're battling today, but I do want to get into this. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready, and the rain kind of helps me, if I'm honest with you. It's very healing. So this reading is intended for Taurus Sun, Moon, Risings. We will be looking at the month of May. This is a general predictions reading. I did do a love predictions reading for you, Taurus, which was from the middle of April until the middle of May. So if you do want to go have a look at that, I will link it up here. You can have a look at that now or after your reading. Now, if you aren't a Taurus and you are here cross-watching, you're more than welcome to stay. I just need you to know that I'm a very honest reader. So you may hear or see something you do not like, and you have been warned, okay? Cross-watch at your own discretion, sweet pea. In other words, try not to get offended if you hear or see something that you don't like about your Taurus. Let's get into it, Taurus. I'm going to start your reading by looking at the overall theme that you can expect with the Gem Oracle deck here. What is the overall theme that Taurus can expect in the month of May? It'll be your birth month for some of y'all, so happy birthday. What is the main theme that Taurus can expect in the month of May, Spirit? What is the main theme Taurus can expect? We have Demortierite coming out for you, sweet pea. So Demortierite is a fire element card. We have the solar plexus chakra here, the sun, and the number 25, as well as that yoga pose in the bottom corner if you're into yoga. I sense a release here, actually. I feel like you're going to be releasing something with that yoga pose. I see movement with the solar plexus chakra, and I feel the number 25 is you picking a line. It's almost like you've got options or you've got decisions to make, and you have to pick a line here. It's almost like you got to make. It makes me think of the Two of Wands, like, am I going left, am I going right? Which journey am I committing myself to? And with that 5, there are going to be some challenges that you'll need to face, but I don't sense them being too burdensome. I think we need to address those challenges in this reading, though, and just have a better look at what those may be. So let's get straight into it. Let's have a look at what you can expect for the first week of May with this beautiful Hermetic Tarot deck. What can Taurus expect for the first week of May, Spirit? What can Taurus expect for the first week of May? We have the 7 of Cups coming out in the reverse position. So in the first week of May, the main energy that I'm getting is that many of you will be, this is actually very transformative. They've got the Venus energy on there, which is actually one of your rulers, and we also have Scorpio on there. So that's where that transformation is coming about, releasing. I sense in the first week of May, some of you are releasing something, and it feels like we're unburdening ourselves. It feels like we're getting the chance to maybe look at things in a different perspective. I feel like some of you are really like on your head and just kind of relieving your feet of pressure. It makes me think of like shift working, long day of work, you want to put your feet up, releasing. I sense that this has to do with feeling burdened by other people's emotions, or just feeling like you need a break and wanting to kind of get back into something practical here is what it mostly feels like. We know that you wouldn't usually thrive in a 7 of Cups energy because of the confusing nature of it. This is you trying to ground yourself, get more practical, stay more present, and potentially just be more focused on what you want rather than the emotional issues you feel you need to address. So let me have a look straight away, and we'll clarify that card just to see if there's anything else. We're going to do this week by week in this reading, just to make the most out of the time that we have and to address any issues, concerns that come up. Spirit, can we clarify the 7 of Cups for week 1 in May for Taurus? Is there any challenges that they need to be wary of in that week 1? They're showing me the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. So a key challenge here is just not getting too detached from your situation. I sense with that Knight of Wands that it's unintentional, but there's a feeling here of you kind of becoming too detached and not getting enjoying the spark of the moment, because you're seeking it for the sake of like making it more serious than it needs to be, if that makes sense. So getting back into a routine, or trying to stay grounded, trying to stay practical, trying to release and just stay focused, it may actually cause you to become detached from the excitement of what that moment is. I don't sense this as a genuine challenge, except that you may have people around you with the Knight of Wands reversed that are unable to kind of give you their committable energy. This could be as simple as a flaky friend who bounces when you know you have lunch with them in that first week of May. It could be as drastic as you dealing with somebody who you've put high hopes and expectations on, and they're unable to give you what you want. So let's get some advice here. I just sense a slightly detached energy here as your main challenge in the first week of May. What is the advice for Taurus in that first week of May, Spirit? We have the Judge card. So your advice is to give the situation a fair chance. Your advice is to look at things objectively and to make sure that you're looking at both sides of the scale. I believe with the Judge here that Spirit's main advice is to understand how things work from a grander scale. And while it is good to stay practical, focused, and kind of get back into a routine, we don't want to numb the situation for what it is, and we don't want to detach from the overall picture. The overall outcome is what it feels like. Let's progress into the second week of May now. What can Taurus expect in that second week of May, please, Spirit? What can Taurus expect in that second week of May? Hi, we have the Five of Wands. So you've got some fives coming out. I'm not surprised with Demorturite, that is the number 25. I do believe that this Five of Wands needs to be clarified immediately, because I'm not sure if that's your energy or if it's people around you, but the Five of Wands is typically argumentative and a reflection of a difference of opinions. One person wanting this, another person wanting that. Sometimes it's the simple fact of too many people's energy in one situation, believing that all of your 2 cents are worth it when maybe the situation only involves 2 people. Can we clarify that Five of Wands? What is the main challenge in week 2 of May for Taurus, Spirit? What is the main challenge in week 2? We have the Ace of Cups reversed. Yeah, the main challenge here is being diplomatic with communication, because I sense somebody getting their feelings hurt here. I sense a feeling of not being well represented in a connection, feeling like somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart. And this could honestly be in a workplace setting. It could be in a family setting. It just feels like somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart here, and there's a lot of energy around you that is kind of begging for your opinion. I do believe that for some of you, a demanding individual is going to come towards you and expect you to kind of stand up for them. You would probably know of this person already, whereas for others of you, I think that the pressure of becoming so detached from the week 1 is really hitting in week 2, because we're just not on our ball, you know, we're not able to kind of react quick enough, or we're not able to handle that situation well. So it feels like someone's getting their feelings hurt because they feel like they're being misunderstood, or that somebody isn't standing up for them here. The situation is way more complicated than necessary, and there is a karmic nature to it, in the sense of this is linked to a previous issue that was not addressed sooner. Okay, so just a heads up. If you don't address it, it's going to come back in the week 2. Now, I do see that for a lot of you, this issue happened in April, so it's going to come back in May. Your advice is the fault line, and for advice, this is pretty condemning. This is basically saying that something like this was always meant to happen. Pressure was building. It's actually what is necessary in order for everyone to kind of get their peace. We need to air the grievances out, so to speak. So you're almost being called to see the situation for what it is. Be honest, be open. I think most Tauruses are really good at speaking their mind, actually. And I think that the best thing that you can do is hope that whoever you're dealing with is doing the same in a helpful, healing way. But with the fault line as advice, this situation was always meant to blow up, because it wasn't ever going to solve itself by simply, you know, fizzling out. So the advice is to like let it happen and let other people's actions speak louder than their words. Let's have a look at your week 3, Taurus. What can Taurus expect in week 3 of May? So those are in your birthday weeks too, those first 2. Please look after yourself. Nobody should be dumping this energy onto you in the middle of your birthday. Oh my days. And especially if it's you that's feeling like, you know, you're not being recognized, or that people are not considering your feelings. Please look after your beautiful self. We also have the 4 of Cups in the 3rd week of May. So 4 of Cups upright, that's interesting. A missed opportunity, a bit of boredom. Yeah, I'm hearing lackluster. I do want to clarify that straight away. What is the challenge here in week 3 for Taurus spirit? That rain's gotten a bit louder and a cockatoo's flying by, so I apologize. Can't control the nature. Can't control. All right, what is going on in week 3 for Taurus, please, spirit? Why? They heard me talking. Cockatoos are very chatty. What is going on in week 2 for Taurus? Can we clarify the main challenge? Thank you. I wasn't specific enough. I didn't say challenge. We have the 7 of Wands in the reverse position. Interesting. So that is clarifying our 4 of Cups. Honestly, in the 3rd week of May, you're kind of feeling like, wow, is that it? You're not impressed. You don't feel excited. You kind of feel a bit let down by what happened in week 2, to be honest with you. And I can't even, anybody would, especially if your birthday was in that week. But the 4 of Cups is making you feel like you missed out on an opportunity to celebrate, on an opportunity to maybe enjoy people's company, or to kind of get together. Even if it's not your birthday, even if you're a Taurus moon or a Taurus rising, it feels like you're reflecting and you're feeling kind of bored in your current circumstances, and you're thinking back on what you could have, would have, should have done. Now, your challenge here with the 7 of Wands is kind of finding the courage and the strength and the inspiration to bring some positive or movement back into your life in general. It kind of feels like we need to go out there and grab it. But we need to understand what is available to us. We can't replicate based on our past experiences, so we have to discover maybe new hobbies, interests, or opportunities in general. This has a lot to do with your free time and how you manage your downtime, your spare time, the time that you have alone, because it is kind of just about bringing movement back into your life and interest back and finding things that you are interested in. It sounds basic, but a lot of that contributes to your psyche, how you see yourself, and how much confidence and conviction you have in your actions. So let's get some advice for you here, even though I kind of gave you some advice already. What is the advice in week 3 for Taurus, please, Spirit? We have the Self here coming out for you. So I want to talk about the number at the top here, number 29. This gives me sun vibes. It does make me think that this is all about you, even though week 2 felt like it was about everybody else and what they were doing and what they weren't doing, and arguments or just friction of energy building up, creating arguments or tension. Week 3 is all about you, Taurus, and kind of getting that back, getting that responsibility back in terms of responsibility for your happiness, and also just giving yourselves outlets, positive outlets for yourself. I'm sensing a lot of self-care here in week 3, and it feels like you really need to prioritize time for yourself that is meaningful. So let's move forward into week 4 here. These are the main themes. Obviously, it's going to break down differently into your individual lives. What's going on in week 4 for Taurus, please, Spirit? Can we get a look at what's happening in week 4 of May for Taurus? I'm only going to do 4 weeks, but May is a long month, and I'm pretty sure there's like 5 weeks technically, but I'll only do 4. We have the Princess of Pentacles in the reverse position. So how do I feel about that? I don't like it, to be honest with you. There's a feeling here of you cutting yourself short on something. You have the opportunity to grow and to exceed a barrier that has been placed on you here. And it feels like you're either being labeled as too immature for the role, too inexperienced, or you yourself are not appreciating the skills you have to offer. Sometimes the Page of Pentacles reversed can be talking about monetary restrictions, but I see it more as skill set. I see it more as you just feeling like you aren't well equipped enough to succeed in that circumstance. And listen, I don't know if that's true. I feel like for some of you, you're dealing with people who are underestimating you, or you yourself are underestimating yourself. Because that is a Page of Pentacles. It feels like you, Taurus. Can we please clarify what the main challenge in week 4 of May will be for Taurus? We have Justice and the King of Cups reversed. You know what? I'm going to take them both because I think that they both have to do with you. Justice and the King of Cups reversed. As a challenge, you need to understand that putting yourself behind everybody else is going to wear you thin and cause you to miss out on some really significant milestones, especially if you are someone who, you know, this could apply in any setting, even a workplace setting. If you don't have any dependents and you're single, I feel like you're still putting yourself behind others. And I see here that the challenge here is to be balanced and fair in the actions you take and the opportunities that you take for yourself as well. There's something about communication in the 4th week. It needs to be very diplomatic in the sense of you need to represent yourself well, and you need to make sure that you are bringing forward an argument that is steering towards your best interest, because ideally this is going to tip the scales in a balanced way. At the moment you're at a deficit. You're putting everybody else up here and you're lowering yourself. With the King of Cups reversed, you have to be honest about how you're feeling. And I think you do have to be careful about who you open up to with your feelings, knowing who to be honest with versus who to get emotional with. It's an interesting situation here. The challenge here seems to be linked to a fair and just outcome, as well as being emotionally, I don't want to say manipulative, but cautious, you know, like knowing who to be emotionally open with versus who to hide your emotions from. What is the advice? That was quick. We have Gnosis. So I do see new beginnings. I see the opportunity for some things to come full circle here. Your advice is to let things come full circle. Your advice is that the truth will come out eventually as well with Gnosis. It's more of like a truth and awakening moment, but I always consider that offering us new beginnings. So your advice here is that the truth will come out, and once you see the truth, don't ignore it. Let the truth guide you. Let it steer you towards the outcome that you need to take for yourself, and don't be afraid to speak your truth is what I feel as well there. So Taurus, that is what I'm seeing for you in the month of May. I hope that was a helpful reading. I feel like that was pretty in-depth. We covered all the 4 main weeks in May, excluding those little tidbits. I think at the end, May has like 5 weeks. It's been a pleasure to read for you, Taurus. I hope you have a wonderful, prosperous May. Happy birthday again, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Bye.